Okay, we are going to go over our week 8 presentation. So this is our last call for the onboarding group. I just want to remind you that your probationary period runs for a total of 90 days. So you still have time. I just do the calls for 8 weeks. I just wanted to let y'all know you still have time in order to get your 8 patients in order to pass probation. This week, we're going to talk about lidtosis, go over VIP memberships, and I'll see if y'all have any AR questions, and then our marketing ideas. All right, so let's talk about a lidtosis. So a lidtosis is very different than a brow ptosis. In training, I kind of went over a couple different ways to treat lidtosis. There are 3 primary ways. The first way is time. Just let it go away on its own and eventually it will resolve. The second, you can use an electric toothbrush on that levator muscle and see if that can help break it down. And the third is going to be upneek drops. A reminder that we do sell upneek drops, and so you can sell these. Some patients use them just because they like to have their eyebrows more opened up. The reason why that occurs is typically because whenever someone is treating the glabella complex, if they go into the tail of the corrugator, sometimes they go 90 degrees in instead of going more at a 45 or a little bit more superficial, and they will have toxin seep into that levator muscle group. So a lot of patients, I will elect to either do just 3 injections and I omit the tail, or if I do the tail, I will obviously change my angle so I'm going more superficial, but sometimes I'll just do 5 fluid units instead of 10 in that area just to help prevent a lidtosis. Watch a quick video. Keep that one. Keeps pulling up that one. Was you upneek? Here we go.
Hello, this is Dr. Chang. I am wanting to tell you about a product that I was introduced to not too long ago. It's called Upneek, and it's actually to open the eyes a little bit wider, and I've been pretty impressed with it. What it does is within about 10 minutes after putting in a drop, your eyes start to open up a little bit more, and they actually become a little bit whiter as well. The eye whites become whiter. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a before and after for Nicole. And you can see that her eyes are already nice and bright. She has beautiful eyes. If you look, her left brow is a little bit higher than her right brow. And sometimes if that is the case, it may mean that the eyelid is a little bit lower on that side. So we'll see if that evens out once we put our drops in.
So nice and short and sweet. Essentially how the eye drops work, it works on that levator muscle. It only
Let's be real. Life can get tough, to say.
It only works for about 6 hours or so on that muscle. So after 6 hours, it will kind of go away and you will need to reuse it again. So just kind of want to give you an update on Upneek. It really is a great product. If you accidentally do cause a lidtosis within MFL, we will supply the patient with 2 weeks worth of Upneek. Until that can actually start to wear off. If they want to use it beyond that, then they would just purchase a prescription. I think it's like $150 for a prescription, but don't quote me on that. Hi, Kimberly.
Hello.
I have COVID.
No. Hopefully you got Paxlovid on board.
Well, I have not had time to leave the house. I slept all day yesterday. I saw Kimberly at filler training and I was coughing and we were talking about it. So yes, she was right. It was COVID.
Oh, that's too bad.
Too bad. All right, going over MFL operations, we are going to talk about how you sign somebody up for a VIP membership. So you're going to watch this quick video. So you search for the patient's name, find their name and click on it. You're going to go to the 3 buttons in the upper right-hand corner, those 3 dots, and you're going to click on membership. So pretty easy. Once you get there, you click on add new. The add new is in that upper right-hand corner. So I can go back just for a second. So click on these three dots in the upper right-hand corner. Then you're going to click on memberships. And then from there, this person obviously does not have any memberships yet. You're going to click on new in the upper right-hand corner. And then you're just going to fill in all the necessary information. So I'm going to find my name as the provider. You can also select when that money gets deducted out. So if you want to start it at a different date, or if you want to deduct the payment at a different time, you're going to give this to the patient, and then that way they can initial whenever they are signing for the membership. You're going to put in all of their information for their credit card. And then you would hit pay. Once you hit pay, it will automatically deduct. It will deduct the $50 for the first time, and then after that, it will deduct $49.99 every single month out of the patient's credit card, and then it will put it into their virtual wallet. So whenever you go and you treat a patient, you will use that money to pay for some of their services. It does expire. Oh, I think. It does expire after 12 rolling months. Okay, so just know that. It's not once a year. We cleared out. It is a 12 rolling months. If a patient does move or they want to cancel, they do have to let you know. It will not automatically cancel unless their credit card goes expired. That's the only time it will automatically cancel, is if the credit card goes expired. So kind of similar to any other membership you have. The VIP, if you are a VIP member, you do get 5% off of all of our services indefinitely. And then we do additional sales throughout the year that are specifically for them as well. So it really does behoove you to try to get as many VIP members as possible. $50 to sign up, and then it automatically deducts $50 a month. I have probably 15 to 20 VIP members. And it just makes it super easy, because then whenever I go in and do their toxin, they will only owe like $100 because they have, 200 and something dollars in their account already. And so it really does make it super easy. All right. Does anyone have any questions about aesthetic record?
Maybe. Wrote stuff down during work today that came to mind.
Perfect.
Oh. How do we apply alley points?
Great question. So when you go ahead and pull up your aesthetic record, so of course, it wants me to update. And AR has been here really acting crazy today. But whenever you go into aesthetic record and you go into their wallet, you will actually have to manually add in the money for Allie. Okay. Bernard does it on the back end. Okay. So he does everything on the back end. He applies it. He gets the reimbursement. So the only thing that you have to do is you have to go into the patient's AR wallet and virtually add in the money that they are going to be using, or the coupon. So a lot of times with Allie, they'll buy like the $50 gift cards or whatever, or they'll have, $100 off their service. You just need to copy their coupon code, and you put it into the wallet with the amount. And then whenever you go to check it out, you would click AR wallet instead of Allie.
Oh, okay. So this is at the time of service.
Correct. Time of service. Yeah. And then Bernard will go in and get the account cleared with Allie on the other side.
And whatever we were doing in the wallet, that deducts from the total.
Correct. But you have to click on it first. So click on the wallet first to deduct if there's anything in the wallet, and then whatever is left over, then you use for credit card or Zelle or Venmo, whatever the patient's going to pay.
Okay. Thank you. We're still being recorded, right? I'll need to
Yes.
probably revisit that. Okay. Can we give patients the price? Oh, this isn't about AR. I just have like a lot of questions.
Yeah, no, we'll come back to it. Any other AR questions on your list, or does anyone have any AR questions?
So I think one of my patients has like doubled two clients, I can't think of the word. Today is Monday. My brain is not working. Yeah. So, and then
what's the patient?
Lola Ferguson.
What city are you in? Remind me. Are you in Texas?
No, Louisiana.
Oh, of course. This site is currently undergoing scheduled maintenance. Okay. I will do it first thing in the morning. I have to
So
merge it on my side.
okay, because I saw where I can merge it, like on the desktop thing, but it wasn't bringing her name up as having two profiles. And I don't know why. Because so this is what happened. So I did her, 2 weeks ago, we did the launch party. On Friday, I went in and did a finesse treatment. Well, apparently the finesse treatment logged into the other, like went into the other profile and not the one that I did at the launch party, if any of this makes sense. And it's not allowing me to give her the finesse discount,
Okay. What is her name again?
Lola Ferguson. Lola.
Lola.
Yeah.
Okay, I put it in my note and I will check on it first thing in the morning. And so have you checked the patient out or you have not yet?
I have not checked her out yet.
Okay.
I was talking to Ashley while I was doing this, and she said she would work on that too, but I wanted to
Double check
see
for
if there
sure.
was anything I could do.
Yeah, absolutely. I will get back to you in the morning if that works.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
I have another AI question. So if whenever we schedule a patient and then they get the text message confirming the appointment, it says that the appointment's going to be in Houston for me, but I'm San Antonio. Is there a way to fix it?
Like it says your clinic is in Houston.
Yeah.
That's a Brian question. And let me write that because I can. Got it. Okay. I'm making a list of things that Brian.
Okay.
I just have a quick question. So on our schedule, and we go in and like start the procedure, and I never go back and like, I guess, finish it. So they always stay, my appointments always are staying on my calendar. Is that okay? Like I'm finishing the transaction through AR, but like on my schedule, there's like, it doesn't say that it's finished. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, that's okay because it's like
Okay.
patients you've seen in the past. That's all right.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah, mine has all of mine on there. Because it also makes it easy if you want to go see who you saw that day. Okay. Any other AR questions? Perfect. Okay. Let's see what else is on here before we get to the marketing. Okay. Kimberly, what other questions do you have?
Okay. Can we give patients the price list?
So the reason why we don't want them to give yes and no. Yes, if somebody asked for it, yes, you can send it to them. We don't want you to post it on social media because prices change. Like Galderma, or I'm sorry, Allergan just increased Botox pricing by 3%. So we have to increase prices by 3%. And so we don't want old price list floating around and patients like, oh, well, this is actually what it costs. That's why we actually don't have the price list on the website as well, is because it changed. We don't want somebody snapshotting it. But if it's to a patient who's like, hey, what are your prices? I shoot it to them all the time personally in a text message. That's okay.
Okay. So if we need lidocaine for lip blocks, or we're going to be doing fillers on the lips, we know it's coming. Can we order that?
Yep, it's already in. So whenever you go to your order form, there's a something that you can click for Lido, 1% Lido. And Kimberly did some beautiful lips this weekend.
Thank you. It was so much fun. Scary, but fun. Okay, so B12, I know like we don't want to be stockpiling any kind of supplies, but I feel like B12 injections would be one of those things that's like a price point and enough benefit that they'd be like, oh yeah, let's tack that on too. Could we get a couple in store? Like,
Yeah, I
okay.
usually have like 4 to 5 on me.
Okay, perfect.
Are we allowed to do those for ourselves as well? And do we get a
Yes.
discount or no?
Yes. Yep.
We did.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I give it to my.
And can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, so I do have a question since we're talking about like, so what would you recommend that we're keeping kind of on hand? So, you know, I tend to be further away, so for me to be able to like switch product with anybody is very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm further out, but you know, we're talking about, you know, keeping a few B12 or something like that, but what would you kind of recommend that we keep at least a minimal on hand?
I like to, do you do filler or not yet?
Well, I missed this weekend because
Okay.
I'm an idiot, but
That's
whole
right.
nother conversation.
That's all right. Were you supposed to be there on Saturday?
Yes, and I got my Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays. It was a nightmare. I felt like a complete moron.
I'm so sorry. I put out a specific, you're in Houston though, right?
Yes.
Okay, I put out a filler training in Houston for you. So make sure, because Shelly had said that you had got the date wrong. So I said, okay, well, I'll make sure I get a Houston filler training in. So it was really kind of directed at you. So reach out to Ashley so you can snag one of those times.
Thank you.
I get it. Life happens. So when I'm filler trained, I usually keep one high G prime and one low G prime on me. But I move a lot of filler. Okay. So, and same with toxin. So like I usually have one Botox, one Dysport, one Jeuveau, but again, I will use that in a week. And so like, I don't usually ever keep product in longer than a week. If you don't have any patients scheduled, we can get product to you within 24 hours. So just kind of know that. I would always have at least one toxin on me.
Okay.
Do you keep the chemical pills and do those last a while and they don't expire?
Sorry.
The what?
The chemical pills?
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
Okay, say it again.
Agreed. That's a great
Shelly was
question.
calling me.
Oh, you're fine. The chemical pills, is that something that have a long expiration that we could keep 1 or 2 on us?
Yes.
Okay.
Long expiration. I think it's like 2 or 3 years. Yes. Yep.
And then, so I have a client who, so she ordered the microneedle, the gold, the liquid gold. And then as soon as we got it here, it wasn't, we didn't get it here quite in time and she was going on a cruise. And so we decided that it would be best to wait until she got back from her cruise.
Okay.
Should I go ahead and just mark up the invoice so we're doing it at the price point that she purchased it? Because I didn't think forward enough to just go ahead and charge her then.
Yeah, just whenever it gets to that time, let me know and I'll credit her account.
Okay.
Actually, what
All
is let me do it now because I'll forget because that's how my.
It's Brittany Bueller.
And then what is the price currently? Do you know offhand?
It's whatever the sale is for the liquid gold microneedling for January. I have to go back and pull it up.
Okay.
I think it's
What's the
$250.
patient's name? And I'll put it in for you.
It's Bueller, Brittany. Because she's gonna do fillers and Botox too, but we just decided it'll be her first time for anything. And she was like, I don't want something to be wrong with my face while I'm on vacation.
Yeah, understand. Okay, so what I will do then, just charge her the full amount, and then I will put in whatever the special is. I will discount it off for you. So then you'll go into her virtual wallet, and there she will have money in her wallet to account for it.
Okay.
Okay, another one.
Even-
What are the rules again about, do we have to have so many per quarter?
12 per quarter.
Okay, and then are the quarters in the typical calendar year, or is it based on our start date?
A typical calendar year, but you get a grace period the first quarter if it's in the middle of a quarter.
Oh, okay, so we are starting March.
Yes.
Okay.
And what about the microneedling pen? Do we share that? Like I would share that with Ashley and other
Yes.
people in Louisiana? Okay.
Yeah, I believe y'all have 2 or 3 in Louisiana. Don't quote me on that. I think in Houston we have like 3. So you have a certain amount in Louisiana and it gets passed along for your districts, and then you can request who has the pin and y'all can, you can move the pin around. We're looking at purchasing additional pins just from growth of the company though.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yep.
I have my own. The same exact one you have.
Okay.
Is that an issue? It's like brand new.
It's the MD needle pen
Yes,
and you have needles?
yes.
No, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can send you the paperwork if you want me to.
Then I don't have a problem with it. But
Okay.
it's the serum that's the big thing.
Right. No, I don't have that. But it saves a whole lot on transport since I am in the middle of nowhere.
Agree. Yeah. Actually, can you, if you don't mind taking a picture of either like the invoice or whatever, and I'll upload it to your chart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And that way we just have record of it. So, because they'll probably, so we have a lot number and all that stuff just for documentation.
Yes, I can send it to you, no problem.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
So these are all really technical questions,
Yeah.
but now that we don't have you anymore, who do we ask?
Me.
Okay, so we still come to you. Very
Yes.
annoying. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Me. If any questions, you come to me. If it's AR related, if it's a specific AR question or you're having a hiccup, then Brian will be your go-to. And then you can ask on, he either likes email or you can WhatsApp him or Facebook, whatever, and just tag him. But if you're ever in a pinch, you have my cell phone number. Call me. I'm always here to help. If I can't help you, I can direct you of someone to help you.
Okay.
So one more thing on, because this came up at the party I was at yesterday. So like for masseters, let's say, like we were talking to another injector and she said she doesn't use the insulin needles, use a deeper needle,
The 1 inch.
like the 1 inch. So do we, I mean, obviously we could get that from Stephanie.
Yep.
But we didn't really go over that in detail
Of how you
in
inject it.
training. Yeah, on training stuff. So
Yeah. So
where do we
masseters is
find that stuff? Is that somewhere in our, okay.
That's a great question. So
Okay.
the reason why I don't typically teach masseters and that kind of stuff in the basic toxin is because it's considered a little bit more of an advanced technique. And so we
Yeah.
wanted everyone to get good at, like, you know, kind of what I refer to as like the fabulous 5 before we moved on to other things. I do education stuff on the main MFL page and go over things how to do that. Like I go over
Okay.
masseters and stuff like that. So essentially though, kind of how you do masseters, the easiest way to do it, I do 1 injection. I know that other injectors do 3. So it's really kind of whatever you feel comfortable doing, but you start with 20 units of Botox per side. So 50 fluid units and 50 fluid units, use a 1 inch needle. I go directly into the belly of the muscle all the way down to the hub of that 1 inch needle. I do half of
Okay.
my fluid and then I come out halfway and I do the other half of my fluid. Because you want to hit both compartments of the masseter because it's a 2-compartment muscle. It has a deep layer and a superficial layer. So 50 fluid units on each side, regardless of the product you're using. I use a lot of Dysport because it spreads a little bit more and it fills in that whole area nicely. You just want to make sure you don't hit that risorius muscle because you'll drop their smile. That's why I like doing 1 injection point opposed to the 3 because that one up top scares me.
Okay.
So it's very, very easy to do, but so pull it 50 fluid units, 1 inch needle, half deep, half superficial, and you're done per side.
Okay.
And it makes a pretty big difference with like TMJ and stuff as well.
Does that 1 injection, do you see it slim their jawline pretty significantly with one treatment?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. After about 4 months or so, you'll see a really, really big difference. But the pain, if they're having TMJ, because you're treating it because of that, the pain will go away in like 10 days. And you have them bite down so you can isolate the muscle. And I usually draw it. I'll mark the sides of it.
I'm not gonna get into this on this call, but for headaches and the migraine patients, is that something you've already gone over that I could look it up or I could just reach out to you or
Yeah, you
do
can
we
reach
do
out to me.
that?
So we don't necessarily do it for migraines or headaches.
Okay.
Because that's technically that's treating a medical problem.
Yeah.
We treat more for aesthetic. Now, if I do your glabella and frontalis and Crohn's and it helps your migraines, excellent. But we don't do
Okay.
any occipital or cervical injections because those should be done really by a neurologist.
Okay.
I have a question about treatment for the nasolabial lines, Botox versus filler. So I was looking at a video of one of my patients asked me if she could just do Botox there because she's a little nervous for the fillers. And so I watched Dr. Tim Pierce, one of
Yep.
the ones you told us,
Yep.
and he kind of goes over it, and he basically said that if you're doing Botox, it would be really because of they have like a gummy smile or something, so you would treat that to help lower it. But I mean, how would you treat it?
So for nasolabial folds, like here, the only thing that's really going to work is going to be filler. And the reason why they have the nasolabial fold is because those fat pads have separated in their face and there's pulling down. And so it causes that crevice between here and here. And then same with the marionettes and with the gels. So really the only true way to fix it, remember what I told you all in training, always look at their mid face first and fix their mid face before you go in and start doing dedicated filler in their nasolabial fold, because they'll start looking like a chipmunk if you just keep filling here and here and here. So you really kind of have to balance the face. So if a patient says, this is what bothers me, treat this first, or at least look at it first and see, okay, what does their facial mid-face structure look like? And if that looks good and they have good structure and they just have some residual lines, 100%, then you can go there. I usually will do a Paraform injection first. So how you do a Paraform injection is I usually take my needle and I go at a 45-degree angle all the way down to the bone, and I tap the bone and you aspirate. Okay. Theoretically, the vessel should not be there. You are right at where you're following the track of the angular artery. But theoretically, the artery should not be there. However, 3-4 weeks ago or whatever, I tapped this patient's bone, I aspirated and got bright red blood back. I was 100% in her vessel. So please make sure you aspirate there and then do 0.1. As long as you don't get a flashback, do 0.1 and 0.1. It will act kind of like a fulcrum and help pop out some of that nasolabial fold. And then you can go back in and do some cross hatching, or with the cannula, go in and start filling in that area. So for your patient, Botox isn't going to get her the results that she's really wanting because it's caused by volume loss. It's not caused by constant movement, to answer your question.
Okay, thank you. I think her mid face is actually really good. So I think she would be directly to that.
Good, great.
Are we anywhere on the Daxify? Is that going to become a thing, or did it become?
Yeah, not for new injectors for a while. So because you have to inject it differently. And so we are, I just finished my trial with it. I liked it a lot. I'm going to release it to the trainers and have them play with it because we're still kind of playing with pricing. I'm probably not going to price it price per unit. I'm looking at pricing it at zone only, like glabella, frontalis, crow's, and flat rate pricing, regardless of how much you use. I think that's the only way it's going to essentially kind of work with our model. So I'm still playing with it, but eventually, yes, you will get it, but it's not going to be released to new injectors for a while, because I'll have to do a training with everyone of how to inject it. Any other questions? Perfect. All right. So the very last thing that we're going to do is our marketing homework. And this week you're going to do a Facebook or Instagram live or reel. You're going to post a funny Botox meme anywhere on your page. And then you're also going to do a specific post thanking your patients for allowing you to treat them. I think it's really important in this industry that we show gratitude towards our patients. And so by you putting that out there, it does one of two things. One, it lets people know that, oh my gosh, she's actually treated people and they didn't die. I can actually probably call her now. Two, it also lets them, the patients that you did treat, it makes them feel like you were speaking to them and you are thankful for them. So it's kind of twofold of why you do that. So those are the three things that you're going to do this week. We are officially done with our calls. Y'all have been so much fun to talk to. This does not mean that I go away, you never see me again. I obviously do trainings on the MFL page. If you ever need anything, call me, text me. All of y'all have my cell phone number. I'm here to help. We have some additional trainings planned. We have another Houston one in March. I'm doing a specific one. It will be at my house, Tiffany. I live in Siena, and so it'll be at my house. And then we are planning our Injects conference. It's going to be in April. So y'all are actually the first ones to hear about that. Injects is our national conference. We bring in trainers and injectors from kind of all over the country, and they do some live injecting and some teaching. It's like a 1 day conference period or 1 day conference day. And then that evening we have an awards ceremony dinner. So it's super fun to do. We will get that date to you. I believe it's April. I can actually tell you. It's April 20th. And it'll be in Houston. Did you have a question, Rachel?
It was about the date. I need, because I have 1,000 things with 3 kids in baseball. So I just wanted to put it in there. Thanks.
April 20th, yes. Oh God, baseball starts, yeah. Oh yeah. Gotta love baseball. Yeah. We're in softball right now, and I think baseball starts next week. Basketball's almost finished. So
It never ends.
it never ends. So, all right. Well, if y'all don't have any other questions, we will wrap it up. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday evening. And let me know if y'all need anything. I will post this call onto the Facebook page. I will
Thank
be
you.
shutting the Facebook page down. I usually wait one full cycle because I recycle the Facebook pages. So this particular Facebook group that y'all are in, it will be recycled for probably the March group. So you have until March to get anything off of there. And then after that, I'll kick you off and end the new group.
Okay.
You got
All right,
time.
thank you. Hope you feel
You're welcome.
better.
Yep,
Thank
thanks.
you. Hope
Bye,
you feel
ladies.
better. Okay, bye.
Bye.